Thank you for joining us for this supplier meeting, which aims to give you all the information you need to get the most out of becoming an approved supplier with proactive dispatch. About us. We are a customer service-focused urgent response, same-day courier company. Since 2008, we have steadily grown to become one of the Northwest's leading same-day courier companies and have gained an outstanding reputation for customer service. We now serve hundreds of customers all across the northwest of England. The urgent nature of our customers' needs means that collections are predominantly within the hour, though we do get some pre-booked loads. Collections tend to be from the northwest, going anywhere in the mainland UK. But we do also receive collection requests from anywhere in the UK coming back to the northwest. In order to facilitate our customers' requests, we partner with courier businesses like yours, and we communicate regularly in order to maximize opportunities we can offer you to undertake collections and deliveries on our behalf. Our mission at Proactive Dispatch is to be the undisputed champions of customer service and grow sustainably. Thanks to a great team and the support of our world-class suppliers like you, we have won multiple awards and nominations in recognition of the service we offer. This includes the British Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Customer Service Award, Northwest Region winners and national finalists 2018 and Halton Borough winners in 2023. And more recently, we were national finalists in the Small Business Britain Love Your Customer Award 2024. So, if you want to partner with a courier company that really does care about its customers and suppliers, then you have come to the right place. It is important to us that our suppliers are aligned with our customer service and communication values. To us, great customer service is simply about building trust and reliability by delivering consistently high standards, carrying out our customers' requests on each load, giving our customers peace of mind that should there be an issue, we will keep them updated so that they can make informed decisions, and making our customers feel loved and valued and investing in long-term relationships. So, what does customer service mean to you? We would love to know what your experience is with customer service. In particular, the service you have received when you have been the customer. And also, the service that you have given when you have been the supplier. Please take a moment to consider the 3 questions below. Jot down an answer for each question and then discuss your answers with our onboarding manager. Think of a time when you have been the customer. Either purchasing an item, visiting a restaurant, or maybe getting assistance on the phone. What is the best service you have received and why? Which company gave you that great service? What did they do to make you feel so loved? And would you recommend them? Now, can you recall a time where you have received poor service? What is the worst service you received and why? Which company gave you the poor service, and what did they do to make you feel so disappointed? And based on your poor experience, would you recommend this company? Now this time, think of a time where you have been the supplier. Can you give an example when you have provided excellent service and gone the extra mile for one of your customers? What did you do, and how did you exceed their expectations? And what was their response? As previously mentioned, in order to meet our customers' requirements across such a large area, we partner with a number of suppliers across the Northwest. Our intention is to only work with suppliers who are genuinely self-employed businesses in their own right and who can demonstrate that they take work for multiple customers. We will never treat you as anything other than a supplier. We simply ask that you treat us with respect in return, as you would with all your customers. In order to give the consistent standard of service that our customers have come to expect, we would appreciate your support in helping us present a consistent professional appearance and help us in providing the highest standard of customer service across every collection and delivery. The type of supplier that we are looking to work with should be able to demonstrate that they have excellent customer service skills. We'll be happy to help and treat our customers politely and courteously. Will help us in carrying out any of our customers' load-specific requirements. We'll be diligent when collecting and delivering on our behalf, ensuring the freight is adequately secured for transportation and accurate counts are taken, in order to minimize unnecessary insurance claims and accusations of theft, and will alert us of any discrepancies before leaving site so that we may update our customer and obtain their instructions. We would be grateful if, when representing us and our customers, you could present as a professional courier in appropriate workwear. Many of our customers have health and safety procedures that we must adhere to. As such, we would be grateful if you could wear a high-vis vest and safety boots whenever you are representing us outside your vehicle. It is also advisable to have long workwear trousers available, as they are often required to access our customers' sites. For health and safety reasons, sportswear and trainers are not advised. Some of our customers will require additional PPE, such as a hard hat, gloves, eye protection, or long-sleeve high-vis jacket and over trousers. Though not essential, if you were to carry this equipment, it would be an advantage, as it could increase the number of loads we are able to offer you. The following items of equipment are advised to ensure your safety and the safety of the freight you collect: a smartphone with reliable charger, hands-free communication, a satellite navigation system, ratchet straps to secure the freight, a sack trolley, and a first aid kit. As a business, we are legally obliged to verify our suppliers' proof of identity, proof of address, and proof of right to work in the UK. We must also verify that our suppliers are adequately qualified to drive and their vehicles are road legal. As such, we would require sight of a valid UK driving licence, a valid motor insurance policy, authorising use for hire and reward, and a valid MOT certificate. To ensure we are adequately insured, we require suppliers to provide evidence of a valid goods in transit policy with a minimum of £10,000 worth of cover and a valid public liability policy with a minimum of £1 million worth of cover. To give additional peace of mind to our customers and to satisfy the requirements of some customer contracts, we would be grateful if you could supply us with a DBS certificate. We are committed to minimising our impact on the environment and working hard to mitigate and reduce our carbon footprint. As such, we only wish to work with suppliers who have a reliable Euro 6 vehicle. So, what are the advantages of gaining approved supplier status? Well, as an approved supplier, you are pre-verified, which increases the opportunities our allocators are able to offer you. Load rates are mutually pre-agreed, so collectively we know in advance what you are likely to charge us for each assignment, eliminating the need to barter on each load. You get free access to the NX Transport app, which allows for digital paperless delivery and allows us to communicate useful information about the loads you agree to undertake. You will receive regular communications around availability, which helps to maximize the opportunity of us offering you loads. And you will have the support of our multi-award-winning team. Of course, as a business in your own right, you are under absolutely no obligation to undertake any consignment. And we do not ask for any exclusivity. In fact, we actively encourage you to continue working with your other customers. So, in short, join our approved supplier pool and increase your load opportunities without the need to barter on price. Benefit from our simple and fast payment process. And all for no cost to you and with no obligation. In this next series of short videos, we will discuss how we interact with our approved suppliers on a day-to-day basis, including how we communicate around availability, pre-agreed rates and pricing, how load prices are calculated, how our invoicing process works, and how to use the NX Transport app. Knowing what options we have available really helps us understand what support we are able to offer to our customers. The better the communication with our suppliers, the more support we can offer our customers, the more bookings we can take that we can offer to our suppliers, and the more our suppliers, i.e. you, can invoice us. If we get this simple communication piece right and give a consistently high standard of service, then everyone benefits. Our customers' needs are serviced. We win more custom to offer to our suppliers, and our suppliers are offered more loads and can invoice us for bigger amounts. Every day we send broadcasts via WhatsApp to all onboarded suppliers asking if they would be kind enough to advise us of their availability. The first broadcast of the day is sent around 7:30 a.m. We would really appreciate it if you could respond to let us know whether you are available, busy, or unavailable all day. Though you are under no obligation to do so, your support with this would be hugely appreciated. If you are available, it would be great if you could let us know the time and location you are available from, to give us an idea of what loads may suit you best. Please do not feel you are under any obligation to keep yourself free for us. If you're offered a load from another of your customers, please feel free to take it. All that we respectfully ask is if you would be kind enough to let us know the change to your availability, so we don't inadvertently commit to a customer's request that we have no option to cover. And ideally, if you could let us know where and when you will next be clear. This really helps to maximize the opportunity of us finding a load to offer you once you have delivered. If you are already busy or you were free but your availability changed, no problem. We just respectfully ask if you would be kind enough to let us know where and when you will next be clear. Again, this really helps to maximize the opportunity of us finding a load to offer you when you next become available. If you are unavailable all day, not a problem. We'll update our system and we will not contact you to offer you any loads for that day. However, we may call to offer you pre-booked loads for the next day. If we have a load to offer you, our load planner will call or message you first to offer you the load. Once the details have been discussed, you can choose to either accept or decline the load. You are under no obligation to accept a load. Of course, any support that you give us to help us keep our customers sticky would be greatly appreciated. Once you have chosen to accept a load, the planner will allocate a docket to your mobile device via our NX Transport app. This docket will give you all the essential information you require to help you complete the collection and delivery smoothly, including addresses, postcodes, contact numbers, reference numbers, details of the freight, and the deadlines. Once received, you have 5 minutes to accept the docket on your device, or it will bounce back to the planner. If for any reason the docket does not appear on your device within 5 minutes, then try logging out and in again. If it is still not there, then please let us know and we will endeavour to help. Please do not assume the load has been cancelled. If a load is cancelled, we would always call you to let you know. Search for the NX Transport app by DA Systems on either the App Store or Google Play Store, depending on your type of device. Click to download. When the download is complete, click Open. When you open the app for the first time, you need to allow access to your camera and photos. Once access has been allowed, your scanner will open. Aim the red line at the QR code you have received from the Onboarding Manager and listen for the beep. Once connected, it allows dockets to be passed to your device. Now enter the username and password provided to you by the Onboarding Manager. The username is usually your first initial and surname. The password is case-sensitive and will be in all uppercase. Next, click Allow to receive notifications when a new docket arrives. Now your app should be all set and ready to go. To log in, simply enter the username and password provided to you by the Onboarding Manager. The username is usually your first initial and surname. The password is case-sensitive and will be in all uppercase. New loads will appear in the live docket screen. Click on the docket and you will see the details page, showing brief information about the customer who has booked the collection. Next, click on the Addresses button at the bottom right and you will see all the collection and delivery addresses for this docket. In this example, there are 2 pickups and 1 drop-off. Click on the first collection to see the full address and postcode, contact name and number, load notes, and the collection deadline. It is advisable to check the load notes for every delivery, as they contain helpful information such as what goods are to be collected, reference numbers, any customer's specific requests, and helpful information to help you get loaded quicker. Take note of the collection deadline. We would be grateful if you could let us know as soon as possible if you are unable to achieve the deadline. To obtain an ETA for collection, you can either hit the navigation button at the bottom left or pop the postcode in your sat-nav. We would appreciate it if you could use the app to send us a message with the postcode and ETA for your collection, when it is safe to do so before you set off. To do this, navigate back to the home screen and click on Messages, then Control. If your ETA changes significantly, or if the collection deadline is not achievable, we would be grateful if you could let us know straight away. You can message via app if it is safe to do so, or call us using hands-free if you are already driving. When you have arrived at collection, navigate back to the collection address in the app and click the Arrived At button. Once you have been loaded and secured the freight, click the Proof of Collection button, where you can enter the first and last name of the sender, an accurate count of the freight loaded, and a description of the goods, for example, 1 box. Then you can ask the sender to sign their name on your device. To complete the pickup, hit Submit. This will update our team and send an email notification to the customer that their items are on the way. Next, you can navigate to the delivery address and check the notes and deadlines. Hit Navigate or put the postcode in your sat-nav to obtain an ETA. And we would be grateful if you could message the delivery postcode and ETA via the app when it is safe to do so before you set off. Again, if the ETA changes or if the deadline is unachievable, we would be grateful if you could update us via the app if safe to do so, or call using hands-free if you are already driving. On arrival at delivery, hit the Arrived button in the delivery address, which notifies us and records your arrival time. Once unloaded, hit the Proof of Delivery button, which allows you to take the first and last name of the recipient and input an accurate quantity and description of the freight delivered. Finally, ask the recipient to sign your device and hit Submit to close the docket. An electronic proof of delivery will be sent to the customer who booked with us. Now you are all done, and any completed dockets will be available to view in Archive. As we deal in urgent logistics, our business moves at an incredibly fast pace. As such, having mutually pre-agreed rates with our approved suppliers helps to ensure that the quoting process is streamlined, enabling our customer service team to quote customers quickly and win more loads to offer to our suppliers. It also gives our suppliers peace of mind that they are able to accept loads at pre-agreed rates that work for them without the need for bartering on each job. Load prices are calculated based on 5 factors: your pre-agreed rates, your start location, the pickup location, the loaded mileage, and the size of the load. As a business in your own right, you set the rates at which you work. The rates that the majority of our suppliers typically work at are as displayed. Of course, you are under no obligation to work at these rates. However, if the rates you set are higher than the majority of our supplier base, then commercially it could have an effect on the volume of loads we are able to offer you. This is your location before you head to collection. This could be your home address or the address where you have informed us that you are next available from. The pickup location is the first collection address of the load. The loaded mileage is the distance in miles from the first pickup location to the final delivery point. This is based on Google's fastest route. The size of the load, i.e. the dimensions and quantities of the freight, determine what size of vehicle is required. We will offer you loads that require your size of vehicle at your pre-agreed rates. However, in order to increase the amount of loads we are able to offer you, we may offer you loads that would fit on a smaller vehicle. Regardless of how small the load is, any load offered to you that would otherwise fit on a smaller vehicle would be offered at the rate for the vehicle that is the next size down from yours. Again, you are under no obligation to accept smaller loads. We endeavour, where possible, to offer you loads that are within 15 miles of your start location. If this is the case, the load price will be calculated using the loaded miles from the pickup location to the delivery location. So let's look at a worked example. In this example, the courier is in a small van in St. Helens. The pickup is from Warrington, which is within 15 miles of the courier's start location. The delivery point is in Birmingham, which is 100 loaded miles from the pickup location based on Google's fastest route. Therefore, the load price is calculated as follows. The pre-agreed rate, 80p, multiplied by the loaded mileage, 100 miles. So, the pre-agreed price for this load would be £80. If a collection is more than 15 miles from your start location, the load price will include the unloaded miles from your start location to pickup location. This is usually offered at 25% of your pre-agreed mileage rate. In this example, like before, the courier is in a small van based in St. Helens. But this time the pickup is from Manchester, which is 25 miles from the courier's start location. The delivery point is in Birmingham, and Manchester to Birmingham is 100 loaded miles from collection to delivery based on Google's fastest route. As there is more than 15 miles to travel to collect, the load price is calculated as follows. The pre-agreed rate, 80p, multiplied by the loaded mileage from Manchester to Birmingham, 100 miles, which comes to £80, plus the mileage travelled to pick up, 25 miles, multiplied by 25% of the pre-agreed rate, 20p, which comes to £5. Therefore, the total price for this load would be £85. We are often asked if we can guarantee return loads. A large proportion of the requests we receive are for pickups from the Northwest. Though we do receive requests for pickups returning to the Northwest from time to time, we would never guarantee them. If we are able to offer you a load that takes you back towards your home location, reducing what would otherwise be dead mileage, the rate would be negotiated and mutually agreed on a load-by-load basis with the planner. There may be occasions where we offer you multiple loads to perform concurrently. These are often referred to as co-loads. If this is the case, then we would offer you the primary load at your pre-agreed rate. Any additional concurrent loads would be offered to you an additional 50% of your pre-agreed rate. So, let's see an example. In this example, the primary load is a pickup from Warrington to Birmingham. There is also a second load available from Stoke to Birmingham. The second load will not compromise our agreement with our customers and will not affect our ability to achieve the deadlines on either delivery. The primary load price is calculated as the pre-agreed rate multiplied by the loaded miles. The second load would be offered at an additional 50% of your pre-agreed rate for the co-loaded miles between Stoke and Birmingham. Of course, you are under no obligation, and if this does not work for you, it can be negotiated with the planner. We would be grateful if you could inform us in advance if you are considering co-loading our customer's freight with a load for one of your other customers. This allows us to assess if this would affect our customer deadline. We trust that as a professional supplier, you will use your best judgment when considering co-loading to ensure that it will not compromise the deadlines for our load or the integrity of our customer's freight. We are happy to add the cost of certain additional charges to the load price. These may include the cost of tolls, tunnels, and congestion zone charges. We would be grateful if you could let us know before incurring these charges so that we can agree them with you and add them to your load price. Failure to let us know in advance may result in us being unable to pay you. We do not cover the cost of speeding fines, parking fines, penalty charges, clean air zones, or any other incidental costs. It is anticipated that a reasonable amount of manual loading and unloading, often referred to as handball, is to be expected with each collection and delivery. For example, 20 boxes delivered to a warehouse loading bay would not be considered unreasonable. However, there may be occasions where additional handball is required. If we are aware of this beforehand, we will advise you at the point of confirmation, and a reasonable handball charge will be agreed with you and added to the load price. There may be occasions where the customer has not made us aware of handball ahead of time. If this is the case, we would appreciate it if you could call us before undertaking any handball. This allows us to inform our customer and obtain their authorization to carry out the handball. If authorization is received, a reasonable handball charge will be agreed and added to the load price. If in doubt, check with the team to ensure you are not performing work we are unable to pay you for. Our customers anticipate that we will allow a reasonable period of time to load or unload the vehicles at collection and delivery. If more than 30 minutes waiting is incurred at either end, then we would anticipate it would be fair to apply a waiting time charge. To ensure waiting time is accurately assessed, we would be grateful if you could let us know when you have arrived at the collection or delivery locations, and if after 15 minutes you have not been loaded or unloaded, you contact us to let us know so that we are able to update our customer and give them the opportunity to assist with trying to get you loaded or unloaded quicker. The waiting time we are currently used to paying suppliers is £12.50 per hour or part thereof. Of course, as a business in your own right, you set your own rates, which you are free to discuss with our onboarding manager. This short video will explain our invoicing procedure, covering how, when, and where to send your invoices so they can be processed and paid in the quickest and easiest way possible. As a supplier, we require an invoice from your business to enable us to pay you. To make it easy for you, we produce an itemized work summary detailing the pre-agreed rates for all the loads that you have completed the previous week. This is usually emailed to you by close of business on a Tuesday so that you can check it for accuracy. When you have checked it, if you wish to use this summary as your invoice, simply email it back to us at invoices@proactivedispatch.com. State in the email you wish to use the work summary as your invoice and that you have checked it for accuracy. Don't forget to attach the work summary. Our accounts team can then accept the work summary as your invoice, meaning you don't have to generate a separate one. However, if you prefer to generate and send your own invoice, feel free to do so. Invoices take 14 days to clear from the date they're received by us. Once they're cleared, they will be added to the next payment run. Payment runs occur every Friday. So, it's a good idea to get your invoice back to us before the Friday of the week in which you receive it. If you find a clerical issue with the work summary we have produced, then we encourage you to raise a query following our queries procedure. Please don't delay getting your invoice to us in its current form so that we can process it. Any queried amount can be dealt with separately so as not interrupt your cash flow. This short video will explain our work summary query procedure. As a supplier, we require an invoice from your business to enable us to pay you. To make it easy for you, we produce an itemized work summary detailing the pre-agreed rates for all the loads that you have completed the previous week. This is emailed to you by close of business on a Tuesday so that you can check it for accuracy. If you have a query on any docket, then please let our query team know so we can investigate it for you. Simply email your work summary to queries@proactivedispatch.com and let us know the docket number your query refers to and a brief description of what you feel may be incorrect. Don't forget to attach the work summary. Sadly, we are unable to alter or amend work summaries once they have been produced. Queries may take some time to be processed. So, to prevent delayed payment of any dockets that are correct and to ensure minimal impact to your cash flow, we will process the payment of your invoice in full, as per the original work summary. When the team have assessed your query, they will respond to confirm the outcome, and any amounts owed to you will be added as an additional docket that will appear on the next work summary. That way, only the amount queried will be delayed by 1 week, not the full work summary. Of course, if you spot that we have overpaid you, please feel free to let us know.